Hi, friends. Host Rick here with Rachel,
Hi.
and we have just out of frame something very seasonally appropriate.
True.
Namely pumpkins, which we'll show you eventually as we proceed in the carving process. But this video, first and foremost, as a topic, is about internet guru. And while one might conclude, probably reasonably, that I must be talking about somebody whose name rhymes with meatist blowfeff, but instead, I'm really talking about a couple of people that Rachel watches on YouTube that are internet gurus of a sort. And you need a better greeting. And some of the things she was saying about them last night, or today, but which she listened to them last night.
Mm-hmm.
So, but plugs feel nice? I think you left off a T there, Red Sauce. I think you left off a T.
What? Plugs feel nice.
Right. And in particular, Rachel, why don't you pick up the story here and tell me again what you're talking about, two distinct people, two distinct YouTubers.
Yeah.
And one of them began advocating what?
Yeah, you could say definitely advocating. This internet guru was saying that he quit smoking, and he made a video specifically to tell everyone.
Quit smoking pot, right?
Yeah. Sorry. Yes, pot. And he used to actually have a grow farm and stuff. That was his thing for a while. And then he got on a path of spirituality, and I actually listened to his stuff a lot. He had some really good points. When I was going through spiritual stuff, it just helped me feel like I wasn't alone, which is important. But him quitting weed kind of surprised me, and the video surprised me. I don't think it's surprising that people quit it, but I do think that it's weird to announce it like that, especially because I know he and this other internet guru, Aaron Doherty, more Victor Odo, but they do it together. They do these ayahuasca retreats, and I've never done ayahuasca, but it is a drug, and it's a hallucinogen. They go and they purge their darkness and stuff.
Purge their darkness?
Yeah.
Okay, well, so the thing about this is, my first question is, what makes you say they're internet gurus? Is it because they give a lot of advice? Is it because of what they're talking about?
Both.
Okay. And basically, it's people who are they're preaching, right?
Yeah,
they're
it
preaching
gets,
in some way or another.
It's gotten more and more. They're good friends, Aaron Doherty and Vic Odo, and
Chili. Go ahead, sorry. I think you're Adrian's question.
Oh, trick-or-treating. Actually, Adrian B, Eric's parents said that they don't have that many kids trick-or-treat around here. It's a really quiet neighborhood, so they're at the mall most likely. So anyway, yeah, Aaron
the kids,
Doherty,
not my parents.
Yeah, the kids. Yeah, the kids. Thank you for clarifying that. So yeah, and Aaron Doherty always supported not quitting weed. That was his thing. So I always knew.
What was his reasoning for that?
It toxifies your vibrations.
Toxifies your vibrations, huh? And well, I mean, look, magical thinking should be used to empower people's use of narrative. It's it shouldn't be used to justify telling people what to do.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be used to try to convince people there's something wrong with them because they smoke weed. So, right off the bat, I just kind of call bullshit on this. If this guy wants to quit smoking weed for his own reasons, fine. But if he's making claims that it toxifies your vibes or whatever, then he's saying it does that for everybody. It does that for me. It does that for Rachel. The problem with this is some people believe that bullshit. They just believe it, full blast, believe it. And they go, oh no, I can feel the toxicity in my vibes. Well, no, you can't. That was a suggestion implanted in you by this motherfucker. The fact is, for some people, it's probably a good idea to quit smoking weed, as per their decision and their understanding. For every person, though, it's a contextually specific decision. In other words, all the research that's meaningful about addiction suggests that it's a matter of temporal bargaining, like every other indulgence. And so, for people who successfully manage consumption habits in life, be it consuming drugs, be it consuming alcohol, be it consuming shopping, going shopping too much, going massively into debt, be it gambling, be it sex, be it whatever people tweak out on, one has to find a sustainable pattern of consumption and work and other things in life. And they temporarily bargain with one another. So, for example, whereas the super judgmental lady in middle America or whatever who thinks pot is evil, for her, it's just like I mean, the thing is, she's got her own shit that she's indulging in, right? So she's like, oh, I won't buy that other unnecessary thing I don't need until Tuesday if I only buy this one today. She's making deals like that with herself, as is everybody. It's just her drug of choice is buying shit. And everybody obviously has to do that, make those deals in a sustainable way. The thing is, if you try to leverage people out of what they're naturally fit with who they naturally are, and like liking a certain thing, like liking drugs or liking alcohol or whatever, is who somebody is. 5 points, Isaiah Rude. You get 5
That was
points.
really, yes, that was so clever.
My drug is buying drugs and using them. That's such a good drug to have, actually. That's a fantastic drug. The thing is, people make deals with themselves to arrange shit. And if you try to leverage them out of something arbitrarily, because for you, that's an area where you can effectively cut in your temporal bargaining equation. So, okay, you're that person who's advocating for everybody to cut out smoking weed has not determined whether or not the other people have the same sort of temporal bargaining arrangements they do. I mean, if I said to that guy, hey, you should cut out spewing bullshit on the internet. It's true. He should, but he's going to do what he wants to do, right? And more importantly, I shouldn't make him feel like a terrible person for spewing bullshit on the internet. What I should do is indicate to him that he's committing an act of ontological assault against a large demographic of people by trying to tell them that his truth, his arbitrary subjective truth, is everyone's truth. And simply because he happens to be somebody who says shit out loud on the internet, people think he's a guru.
Yeah. And it's getting to that. It's got to that point.
Well, I mean, look at C.S. Joseph.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
He's got 26 fucking thousand subscribers. Oh, I will say, it wouldn't surprise me at all if it turns out that he's figured out some sort of bot kind of thing to artificially boost those numbers.
That wouldn't surprise me either. Those things are so easy.
Now, look, I'm not accusing him of that. I want to make this abundantly clear. I don't know. I have no reason to believe that's the case. In other words, I have no piece of evidence to refer to. But I'm just saying, if it were to turn out that way, I would not be surprised. I mean, YouTube did a big purge of that shit not that long ago, maybe a year ago. The funny thing is, I lost almost no subscribers. There were things like up in the announcement things for creators that said like, you may see a substantial loss in your subscriber rate. All these warnings, like be prepared for big freaking drops. I lost like 5 people. Because why? Because all my subscribers are legit. I'm not gaming shit, right? I have 6,000 or whatever totally legit subscribers. Nothing bullshit about any of them. I mean, it doesn't mean they're all watching the channel or anything. It just means there's nothing fake. There's no way that it's like at some point they subscribed because they wanted to. Probably I didn't even remember to encourage them.
This is true.
I agree, Angantier. I'm kind of working on it a bit. I want to be, well, I have a plan. I'm going to execute the plan I kept telling Spacey to do, basically.
Except for yourself.
Okay, well, Jeremiah Fix, one of these days, I'm going to give you a present. That present is going to be 1 ticket to a symposium on the construction and execution of metaphors and analogies. Because in the status quo, you continue to confuse me.
It's funny.
Now that's how you cut the top off of a pumpkin. You see?
Yeah.
See how neat and tidy that is?
Nicely done.
Thanks, baby.
I haven't even like started my.
I will cut your top off.
Thanks.
I will.
I feel Winston's mom. When I had like, I don't know, 18 subscribers when I had my old one, and I was like, yay!
You didn't confuse me that time, Jeremiah Fix. You are saying that everyone confuses me. Except that's not the case. Only people who aren't being clear in their communications confuse me. Okay.
The pump.
Oh yeah, I'm cutting the top off of that. I am dying of thirst too.
Yeah.
We've gotta get it.
Where's the Coke?
I think we cashed it pretty much.
This isn't left.
Can you be a lamb while I cut off the top of your pumpkin and get us a
Yeah.
couple iced teas from the fridge out back in the garage?
Iced teas?
Yeah, I mean, or whatever, something that's wet and cold. That's not diet. So that means iced tea or water, basically.
Okay, there's a water in there, I think.
No, in the garage fridge.
Yeah.
There's lots of stuff in the garage fridge.
Iced tea?
Iced tea would be good. Oh, you confuse everyone. No, I wasn't skipping it. I just didn't see it. Christopher. I am not your dad. Or what are you? Are you my Chad? Why am I bald? Because I have no hair on top of my head? Any other difficult questions? What does it mean to be bald? To lack hair. Hi, Octavio Silva. So what was I talking about? What was I talking about? Before I got distracted by things. Christopher. Oh yeah, interweb gurus, right. So the thing is, these people that Rachel sometimes watches. Now Rachel's a lot more into, or a lot more embalmed within magical thinking than I am. you know. So, yeah. Oh, I'm so distracted right now. Oh, I know why I'm having so much trouble thinking and stuff. Because I ate 100 milligrams of edibles, and now I'm like, okay, I'm a little slow. Anyway, let's talk about internet gurus. So these people are giving spiritual advice, right? Like about feeling the vibes and editing, yeah. But if they're giving specific behavioral advice, like you should, yeah, that's not a good thing. You should quit smoking pot. You should not tell people that they should quit smoking pot. Now, I would agree with it if it's something like you should respond to this person imposing their will on you like this, or you should or should not put up with something. Like, okay, well, should I put up with this? Actually, it seems kind of reasonable to me. I don't know. Or no, that's fucking awful. Those are both perfectly good responses. But to tell people, as a general rule, things like you should quit smoking pot, that's not a good thing to do at all. Because implicitly involved in that is the notion that there's something normatively wrong with smoking pot. Am I a teacher? Yeah, sure. Oh, Jean Grey. Okay, I'll quit tomorrow. Jean Grey says I should. What are we discussing? We're discussing internet gurus.
Hey, Octavia Silva.
There's one guy who says he talks to the machine elves and they tell him to smoke lots of pot and have lots of sex. What YouTube channels do you like to watch, Eric?
Okay, but I mean, everything in moderation, man. That's how I live. You don't have to live that way. But
who are you talking about? The guy who
this
says
one guy
that?
is like there's a level of chill that everyone should attain.
I mean, look, it's true that people are happier when they are calm. They're happier when they feel satiated. They're happier when they feel loved and you know, on top of shit. But I've never heard that before in response to that, and I think it's absolutely brilliant.
Yo, and I can say that I do have thoughts where some people are like, you know what, maybe they weren't meant for this right now. So suicide.
Rachel, no.
In moderation.
No suicide at all. Eric, look at Rachel. Do you see the changes in her face? She looks different now.
Who said that?
That's his mom.
I feel good.
I mean, she seems happy, which makes me super happy.
I haven't replaced, you know. Rachel is dead.
I say this because you cannot see any stress anymore on her face. She does seem calm. You know, today I
it's 1-800-GET-A-LIFE.
Today I was distracted somewhat by projects and stuff, and thank you, Isaiah Rude. Fuck. I gotta fess up here, you guys. I'm a little bit more high than I normally get when I eat those edibles. I'm not sure. These must be extra strong ones or something.
I mean, I popped the whole thing. I never have before. So.
You ate a whole 100?
Yeah.
What's the most you eaten before?
I always did, I think 60 the most.
60, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I always do 100, but tonight it's hitting me extra hard. I'm having real trouble maintaining a flow of thought. Christopher,
have to give out candy. Mother, father, silly customs. Nobody wants to do it. I would, but we'll do it to other. Like I said, I don't get that.
I mean, look, Jonathan Buchanan, my response to that is alcohol is appealing to everybody. Alcohol is something that just about anybody can enjoy and just about anybody can overdo. Least likely types to overdo it are probably ISTJs, although they're likely to think they overdo it even when they haven't. So, because they're going to feel the body effects so much. Same with ISFJs. Chris Topher, that's enough.
How old are you?
He's just trying to, trying to rile or something. But you're going to have to be a lot more effective than that to rile.
I'm going to get
Another jacket?
well, that's a good idea. I was going to get a hat, but.
That's a good idea.
Okay, so I'll get you one. And do you want a hat?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. I'll get you a hat.
Thanks.
I'll get myself another jacket.
Cool.
We should put it. I know what I'm going to do. Thank you, babe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's I mean, look, you'll probably meet a fair number of ISTJs who say they're ex-alcoholics. I don't know if you knew him personally or whether he actually was or not. But even then, you'll note X. Not so much. I mean, because look, they can't handle the hangovers and shit. They're SI DOMs. Thank you, Hambone. Appreciate it. I don't know. People just do. They try to push my buttons. Whatever. I don't know how I would even bother pushing my buttons. It's like, it's cool. It's like, makes me happy that other men think Rachel's attractive. But, at that point, when he was just sort of explicitly trying to be disrespectful to me, then, okay, fine. Here, I'll put you on timeout. SE handles hangovers a lot better than SI, for sure. Although, that's not to say that SE people don't get hangovers too. It's just SI can't sustain it over time. The experience makes too much of an impression on them. SI DOMs are especially susceptible to negative impression triggers. So if you have a negative experience, it makes a strong impression on you. The stronger the SI, the stronger the impression. No, SI is less prone to addiction. Well, I mean, SI in the dominant slot is less prone to addiction, or even the tool function. The dominant is much less prone because they just can't take the hangovers very long. They can't take the physical irregularity. They need and seek routine and familiarity with their bodies. And addiction just doesn't really allow them that. I mean, they might smoke for a while, but they'll quit. And personally, I don't drink any alcohol at all because I was an alcoholic. What does that actually mean? Well, yeah, I know.
But she
I think my ex-friend is an ESFP, and he was a big-time alcoholic. The hangover didn't bother him, but he smokes a lot of meth, too. Well, thanks, Egantier. Thanks for chiming in with that. Helene says, why do I feel drunk when I smoke pot every single time I try? I mean, I have no idea. I obviously don't feel drunk when I smoke pot. My former best friend from high school was in the Navy, joined AA a couple years back, but he's an ISTJ. Even his drinking habit was boring. Right.
You want this one? You want this one?
Which one do you want, my precious angel?
I was gonna do this one, but then
I'd like this one because it's warm. But if you want to do it because it's warm, you should have it. Although you do have hair, you could put your hair over your ears, I guess.
I'll put my.
If your ears are cold, you can put your hair over your ears. Oh, you have a hood too, so you're fine.
Should I put my hood over my hat?
If you want it, then I think you should. All right. I want to scoot you a little closer to me, me over a little bit. Like that.
Oh, I will have you. Happy Halloween. I'm the police. I'm policing you in this area.
Both you and the area. Iconic looks happening here. I'm too lazy, sorry, says Jean Grey. That's IDOM schematics. They just schedule it. Like anything else, says John Schindler. The hot police arrived, says Winston's mom.
I drink your tea.
Baby, my tea is your tea.
Aww.
After the police coming straight from the underground. Sam Smith got a bag because he's brown. Fucking with Sam because he's a teenager. With a little bit of gold and a pager. Taking a life or two. That's what the hell I do. You don't like how I'm living? Well, fuck you.
Happy Halloween. Halloween's still here anyway.
Lebanese hash is the best.
I know nothing of that.
Oh, Lebanese. And the apes did mushrooms. Which apes? Who are apes? And why are they doing mushrooms?
Yeah, that's a good question. Did like some teens experimenting, dropping like
Those
how the
damn
hell are
teens.
they in
That's
the
the problem.
zoo?
That's what the problem with teenagers is. You know what the problem is with teenagers?
Tell me what's the problem with teenagers. I want to hear so I could document this.
They're always experimenting. That's
Don't they
what
know they have to go to school?
they need to go to school and learn to be orderly.
SAT kids, colleges, look at them.
Listen, I want to explain something to everybody. Okay? Number one, I am an internet guru. That means I know what I'm talking about. And everyone should listen to me. Number two, the words of wisdom that fly from my mouth are like gold bricks flying at your head. If you don't catch them, they'll knock you over, perhaps kill you. Number three, my words of wisdom are universally true for everywhere, everyone, anytime, no matter what. And finally, remember, I'm an internet guru. That's my mission statement at this channel, my new mission statement.
Remember, he's an internet guru.
No, I don't have a beaver on my face, Winston's mom. I have a face protector, okay? I'm worried about objects flying through the air, hitting me in the eyes, or nose, or mouth. So I've chosen to employ this handy face protector. I'm recommending this to all the viewers. This is what you should do with your life, okay? Here's the first piece of wisdom that I'm dispensing tonight. Rachel, can you write this one down, please?
Yes.
Protect your face with a face protector. That's wisdom number one. Okay, so this is basically the first step to enlightenment.
The first step to enlightenment is buying a dry erase board.
You are really on to something there. Okay, so I don't know if I mentioned, but Rachel and I are we're the arch pastor and high priestess of God's Big Heaven Church, and as such, we've decided to implement a new kind of formal garb to be worn at Vespers by the males in attendance. And it's like a hijab for men, basically. Except the only thing they have to cover is their face. The rest of them, they just clothe themselves normally. So, in addition to protecting my eyes from small objects, I'm currently making this particular episode, talking with family people, sacrosanct in the eyes of God's Big Heaven Church.
And in the eyes of Big Heaven's Church, the men's eyes are always protected.
Mm-hmm. Instead of covering the women so that we can't see them, we cover the men's eyes so that we can't see them. Obviously, if we see them, we'll be driven mad to passionate rage and start throwing things around the room, getting in fist fights, clucking at each other like a couple of roosters in a yard. Nobody wants that. That interferes with the proceedings at God's Big Heaven Church. So, hence, we call it the muffajab, which is short for male face hijab. It's a working title. Okay, it's a working title. Anyway, one of the problems with wearing this particular garment is that I can't see anything. It does make it hard to read the live chat. That could potentially be a drawback I hadn't considered when designing, manufacturing a million units of, and chiseling into concrete the dogmatic law that this must always be worn. But there's an exception for the archpastor. Okay, there's an exception because you need to see. You need to see.
Right?
It's a working title.
Oops, sorry, guys.
That's funny. Eric, have you ever traveled outside the U.S.? Yes, I've traveled far and wide. Okay, I have. I've been to Mexico and Canada. I've been to Hawaii. I've been to Germany and Italy and China and Taiwan and Austria and Russia. Post Soviet Union. Short, in about 5 years, 6 years after, I guess.
No.
I've been to the lost city of Atlantis. That was quite a swim, let me tell you. I had to hold my breath. Good thing I'd been smoking lots of bong rips and had practiced big lung.
Sounds like him.
Big lung technique. Did I say Germany? I actually haven't been in Germany. Did I say Germany?
Yeah, you did.
Okay. I was in the airport there, I think, one time.
That counts.
But I didn't get out of the airport.
You know what's funny? So whenever people would ask me like where I've traveled to, I was always like up and down the East Coast, like Mexico, Bermuda, and I was like, and Las Vegas, but I wouldn't say that's West. Like I always considered it to be like its own thing. Like we flew over the like Colorado mountains and stuff. We had like turbulence over there, which was fun. And we were like there for the amount of time of the ride, but like I don't know, just Vegas always like seemed like it was just like its own thing.
You say your dad did all of that now? No, it's not true. I've been to all those places. I mean, my parents took me lots of places as a kid. Rachel's seen pictures of me in Hawaii and stuff like that. And but most of the international travels, like China and Taiwan, I did for work when I was the director of the school, which is basically a day school for Chinese kids. And my dad is tearing the house down. What do you mean? Oh, no, that's the neighbors. That's not us. My parents are out of town, actually. And
Pounding nails. He has been. I have heard him pounding like nails before, but this time it's not him. They are out and about. That's part of the reason why it's like.
I don't think we're gonna need another night.
What? We're good. We're so good. I'm not. This is great.
You know, I'm just saying, like, about okay. So, like, we have a plumbing problem here right now. You know, the yeah, they're traveling right now.
Cool.
It's a good repurposing of it.
But
I like it. It's a good callback.
Costume required to get in.
No, my parents aren't here. His TE may be out of control. But that's just who he is, you know. He's Captain TE. Okay, so I wanted to respond to I wanted to point out to him you don't call that a repurposed joke, you call that a callback. It sounds better.
Callback?
So they thought it's a great time to fix the shutters. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. Who knows? I don't know. Everybody's so concerned about the people doing construction next door. It doesn't even sound like I didn't even notice it, you know. I forgot to cut off the top of your pumpkin, huh, Rachel?
What happened?
I forgot to cut off the top of your pumpkin, Rachel. Cut off the top of the pumpkin. What else we got here? Let's see. Yeah, there's a video of me and Wuxi Dong. Welcome to Wuxi Dong, China.
Yes, I have seen it. It's great.
I think what we need in our wider typology community is a neutral zone, a channel where the different gurus can come together and hash it out.
Hash it out, huh?
Ain't nobody want to hash shit out with me except you, Jack.
No,
You're the only one with the balls, man.
Facts. Facts.
That's the truth. I'm excited to talk, you know, but ain't nobody else got the balls for it. You're a real NTP. That's what a real NTP does. And you know, it's like I don't know if I mentioned this before, but the other night he asked him to type Rachel, and then he was into it, got into it a little bit, and was kind of wandering around, and I was like, it kind of got a little zingy with him, you know, and then a little bit later, he fucking got me back full blast, and I was like, okay, really NTP, I see. Okay, good for you. Anyway, I like Jack a lot, and I enjoy talking to him. I'm looking forward to our conversation, and I'm sure it'll be very respectful, you know, because there's reason to respect the guy. He's interested in discussing things with me.
Winston's mom, you're so funny.
Let's see what else is going on here. Do you still respond to comments in your older videos? Depends what they say. Sometimes.
That seems to be the trend with many YouTube people.
I mean, I go through a little burst of responding to comments. I got more comments than I can respond to. So I just sometimes I get in a little comment responding fever, and you know, no, usually it's things I disagree with, right? It's rare. I rarely respond to comments that are positive, except to say thanks or something like that. But people who piss me off, like, I call bullshit on your bullshit.
They get loose.
They get rapping Eric's pimping hand. Yeah, I mean, I try to. Okay, well, hey, Jack, what time is good for you? What time what time is it? What time is it right now for you, Jack? Tell me what time it is in the PM.
Oh yeah, true.
Right here it's 8:42 p.m. What time is it?
No, it's not. It's 6:42.
I mean 6:42 p.m. I can't see that small little number. 1:42 a.m. So it's
Okay.
7 hours ahead of us. Okay, so what time do you want? What time are you available in the morning time, England time? What do I got going on tomorrow? Anything? I got work in the evening. 4:30 to 7.
That's good to know. GMT, what does that stand for, Mrs. Mom?
Global mean time, but
Ah.
I don't know which is which. I can't fucking tell this thing. I can't do that GMT plus whatever.
Nah, he's gonna tell you, no?
It's like Slovenia, whatever. Slovakia, girl. What's that
Yeah.
place called?
It's like,
Slovakia, Slovenia,
Slovakia.
Slovakia. That
It's in the
chick.
Czech Republic. Czechoslovakia. It used to be, now it's Czech Republic and Slovakia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, I typed this Slovakian girl today. I gave her a student discount. She emailed me, said she was 17. I said, okay, well, I'll do you a little cheaper than normal. And then chatted with her for an hour. And I don't remember where I was going with this. Sure, I was going somewhere. Midnight your time? That seems awfully late to start. That would be 5 p.m. my time. I can't do that. That's in the middle of my work. I got to work 4:30 p.m. my time till 7, which means really 4 to 7:30. I got to work. Put a half hour with cushions both sides.
Nice, Jean Grey. I agree. We are in a Yellow Submarine.
She was an INFJ.
Yeah. I got to type her a little bit too, and it was very interesting to see because I was like, oh, what makes her different from an INFP? She thought that she was typed an ISTP or an INFP, and based on the fact that she actually enjoys talking to people when she is in smallerish crowds,
Jack, you're not hearing me, dude. Look, I'm saying in the morning time tomorrow, your time. Your time in the morning or afternoon, your time. Like, I don't know, noon your time or something. What time would that be my time? It would be like 5 in the morning.
No, I think 5 p.m. Would it be 5 in the morning?
Yeah. Or like 6 in the morning. I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Like early morning my time. See what I'm saying? I'm not looking for even later. Yeah, as in no. As in for you today, this upcoming morning. After you go to bed and you wake up, right? After you go to bed, like let's say, oh, I'm tired right now, says Jack, and he goes to bed at 44 minutes into my live stream. How many hours do you sleep?
It's a good question. Is it hanging tier?
And what do you got going on in the morning?
I've yet to go to Canada. I'd like to see the Mooney.
Seems like a good first couplet. All right, well, then, fuck tomorrow, because I'm busy tomorrow too, so if you can't do it that time, then we'll have to do it the next day or the next day or something. I don't know. Find a time. Be less busy, okay? I'm not that busy. If it's that difficult to find a spot, then you're too busy. That's a good question, Octavia Silva. To be honest, I hadn't taxonomy as well as you just did, explicitly in my head. I guess I use my gut more on any than any other function by far. I can sort of I just smell it. I don't know. I can just smell where it is. I just ask some questions and I listen to it. And it's like I can, you can kind of see the strings in your dominant function, especially if it's an extroverted function. I think more so than an introverted. But even with introverted functions, you can, when somebody else is using it, the same dominant function as you can go, okay.
Yeah. Based on what you've told me, I was able to like kind of gauge what kind of questions I was going to ask her, and like based on stuff that observations and actions and stuff, it was cool. Like when she answered, I'd be like, oh yeah.
Good night, Jack.
Good night.
Okay. Let's see. What are we talking about?
I was just in Salzburg, Mrs. Mom, and I got on like I couldn't help myself. Like she was like, "Oh, that's where they are dancing on the fountain. That's where they're dancing through the vine stuff. That's where they're coming down the stairs." So like we're going around, and I got on the fountain, and I just started doing it, like the dance. It was so much fun.
Well,
Thanks,
Eileen, look, the thing is that you won't be satisfied with any type, which is usually indicative of any tool, usually INFP. Could be INTP. Well, Jean Grey,
We're floating through space.
INTJ, basically says INTJ, and I'm saying that this quality you display is usually best correlates with INFP,
Aww.
and secondly with INTJ.
Yeah.
The thing is, I'm leaning towards INFP for Eileen, Jean Grey.
What do you think about that, Jean Grey? INFP. What do you say about that? I'd like to hear. Yeah, apparently so. I mixed them up for a very long time.
It seems markedly different from each other to me.
Well, the main one that I had a difference with was Kurt Cobain, but I see so clearly now.
Yeah, he's an INFJ.
Yeah.
That would be confusing, of course.
Yeah,
if you're an INFJ and you get Kurt Cobain intuitively because you recognize him as yourself, even if you don't identify him as yourself, then what happens there? Well, you go, well, I guess that's what INFP are. So I guess I must be an INFP.
That's exactly what it was.
Well, that's kind of bullshit.
It's not.
That's
after
why
the typing that we had with Spacey and the INFP, I saw it so clearly. Time to go kiss a frog. I hope he turns into a prince or princess or whatever
I'm gonna cut the top off of this food. Phoebe, I know you want food. We'll go to the store in a little bit.
It's a little chilly too. I wonder what the temperature is. What do you think?
-1 million. It's pretty cold.
Okay, so let's think of a furnace in our belly.
Try this knife. It seems like a good knife.
Cool.
I'll try not to stab my foot. Kitty, be careful.
Oh, he said so.
This was known as the sword and the pumpkin.
Ooh, the pumpkin and the sword.
Yeah. Well, the only difference is pulling the sword out of this pumpkin doesn't make me a king.
What does it make you?
A guy carving a pumpkin.
Well, couldn't you be the Pumpkin King?
No, that's already taken.
By Jack Skellington.
Mm-hmm.
So,
who is archetypally an ENTP.
And it is Halloween. So I'm gonna let it go.
All right, cool.
I give myself a go.
We've got A little bit more to go here. Yeah, about halfway.
Nice. It smells so pumpkin-y.
Well, that's the kind of olfactory seasonal cheer a pumpkin will bring.
Ooh. What's your take on Thanksgiving?
I prefer it to Halloween, personally. Halloween's, yeah, because I guess, look, you can enjoy things like Halloween parties and shit, maybe up until your early 30s before it's just getting depressing. Adult Halloween parties,
I don't know.
where everyone gets drunk and shit. I mean, the thing is, I guess it depends who you're with
Yeah, it does.
and what
With the
kind
right
of,
people.
yeah, it really does depend a lot.
Yeah.
Like if it's TWFP related, I'll love the fuck out
That's
of it.
what I'm talking about. Yeah.
But I haven't found other things to be that way.
Okay. That's fair. I hear you. I love Halloween. It's like, because like there was this thing on Tumblr and it said like Halloween's the one thing that you're not obligated to go like to your parents' house. Like you're not obligated to do this. They like give you free candy. They like you get to dress up as whatever.
Yeah,
A pink dinosaur.
You're kind of expected to hang out with friends, not family.
Yeah, and then your fam too. Like your friends could be your fam.
Well, I mean, when you're a kid, it's more of a family thing. As you get a little older, though, it becomes, as you're teenagers, your parents, it's part of sort of the letting go of you as parents, rite of passage where they go, okay, I guess you're old enough to trick or treat by yourself. Don't get into trouble. Do not smoke any marijuana. If you drink a bunch of vodka, that's fine, but do not smoke any marijuana.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Not funny, but funny.
Fucking ridiculous, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I didn't trick or treat at 16. Like
Can you move the editing? Yeah. Well, trick or treat or go to a party or whatever.
Oh, see, I never had that. I didn't have that until my 20s.
Parties?
Well, I went to this one Halloween party. It was like a birthday party too, and there was like family and friends, and it was like a lot of people there, and it was everyone in like a good mood, and there was baseball on. I just like Halloween. I just do. I didn't even go trick or I didn't do any partying last year. I just handed out candy to the kids, and it was really cute.
So.
Okay, so I have a question for everyone. Is this okay? Like I kind of want to ask them. If you were to dress up as anything on Halloween, what would you dress up as? I'm curious. Oh my gosh.
Can I add something to the question?
Yeah.
Let's say you have a budget of, $5,000, so you can really do it up. But only you can't make solid gold, whatever, because you don't have money for that. But you could do up your costume pretty sick for $5,000.
Well, for me?
Yeah, you start, Rachel. $5,000. You want to think about it for a second?
Oh my gosh. Well, I want to be from The Princess Bride. Like, I think that would be cool. You could dress up as easily, right?
Wesley?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could. So you're thinking about a couple's costume?
I've never had a couple's costume before.
I guess if we had $5,000, we could hire like makeup artists and stuff.
Cool.
We have to think about it though. You think, it's like there's a lot of possibilities.
Ooh, Skellington too.
Yeah, Jack Skellington and Sally would be
really
good.
Great. Yeah. I would have to wear a bra. You don't have Macy Parade? We do, actually. The Joker? Nice. Which Joker costume I always loved? The Joker in the nurse outfit. Macy's Parade is very fun. I love it all the time. And I like the, like that.
I want to propose that from this point forward, all women's costumes be simply referred to as like nurse, and that if it's not a sexy nurse, that it be called unsexy nurse.
Would you wear your scrubs then?
Well, I'm just saying that it would make more sense because unsexy costumes are the anomaly, whereas
True.
the sexy costumes are the norm.
Yeah, like the dinosaur would not be. But the witch were the dinosaur. And that would be considered sexy. So,
Sexy dinosaur is
Oh
dinosaur
my gosh, it would be so funny.
that, like, a dinosaur that has it's like a pterodactyl, kind of like a flying dinosaur, but it's got like scale feathers for pasties or something.
Or I was thinking like the Madonna cones.
Madonna cones. I'm not saying you are INFP. I'm saying, you know, the two types that correlate most strongly with what you're displaying is INTP and INFP. INFP correlates more strongly with than INTP, but either of them correlate a lot more strongly with it than INTJ.
I think Jean Grey is an INTP as well. I mean, what do you honestly, Jean Grey, like, if you were to type yourself, what would you type yourself as?
Well, look, the thing is, Eileen, I'm not saying, at no point have I indicated that I think it likely or whatever that you're an INFP. I'm just pointing out that on this particular metric, and it's a metric that I kind of like because it's a metric that has to be observed over time. In other words, I can't say you're really indeterminate about your type until I've heard you talk about it a million times, you know? Okay, now you're really starting to sound like any tool because you won't, like, I want to know where my NE is. Well, that's a very TI approach towards something you're using to ask that question, even. It's like, you want examples, you want SI examples of your NE, so that you can experientially know the NI truths that you already possess but countervalue, which is very fucking, you know, meant to be.
Wow.
Probably. But this thing, though, Eileen, what you said, I thought ENTP because I talk a lot, need other people for my theories. Well, I mean, the reason I don't think you're an ENTP is because ENTPs are very much not like INTPs in that regard. ENTPs are quite decisive and determinate about things. The reason is TI tool function over NE tool function. Hi, Dad.
I want to share some information that I looked up before. I don't know. Oh, I saw it in the Wall Street Journal. They were talking about Halloween in the state of Ohio, and in Halloween in Ohio used to be the Saturday before the actual day of Halloween. But this year they changed it to actually have it on Halloween. So Halloween would be celebrated on Halloween. And I got mixed reviews, but the one that made me like the happiest was that like this one dad who like works a lot was able to go to Halloween trick-or-treating with his kids for the first time, and I thought that was really sweet. So I will paint his fingernails. I could have swore that I brought nail polish with me, but I guess I didn't. YJM1991, what kind of typing video would you do? A pen light to, yeah, it does look like that. New York State Police. Excuse me. The best part is that I actually, in the eyes of the law, am a criminal. But tonight I'm the police. The ghost of Christmas past. Jingo. Do you guys like sweets? Candy? So the tradition of Halloween was brought over by the Irish. That's what I learned today. Learn something new every day. Actually, I learn a lot of stuff every day, but that surprised me for some reason. What are you eating, King Krishna Samapagu? Oh, cool. YJM 1991. Yeah, you should. If you are curious about getting typed, I would definitely contact him, email him. It's in the description box. Sweet and sour. So like do you like Sour Patch Kids? That was my favorite candy as a kid. Sour Patch Kids. My brother-in-law is a police officer in PA, and he escorted Bill Cosby. He said Cosby was sad and old and tired. My mother met him on a ship, and he flirted with her. Sounds about right. I love to tease her. You might have. Yeah. You probably did. That's a really cool story, Mrs. Mom. My uncle was a lieutenant in Garden City. If I heard them before, they're just whining. Eh. Take advantage of her. If her husband's not there, she is beautiful. Aw, I bet she is. No doubt. Roz, Molly, Rachel, thanks. Try it out. You will become a big fan. Trust my SITs. I will. Roz, Molly. Ras, Mal, I. Excuse my pronunciation. Ras, Mal, I. My ex is a police officer as well. How is that? I've never dated any sort of officer. Winston's mom. I took classes to go into the FBI. Wow. Then went Air Force. Cool career though. Wow. Yeah. Very cool career. You're a very good moderator, Winston's mom, and now I know why. Sixlet. I don't know what that is. Hey, Matthias Sanchez. Yes, that's pronounced great. Thanks. Thank you, Rachel. It's great you get incarcerated. Nice, GK. Nah, you don't take it off my hands. It's mine. Mine. I did not say that you could take my candy. Hello, Clarice. That is the best Halloween thing ever. That and here's Johnny. I love this too. Shining's great for Halloween. is Aunt Becky? Oh, shit. Well, she lied in court. Come on, like. I mean, so what would I do? That's just stubborn. Like, she. Wow, Octavia Silva, where do you live? It's early snow. King Krishna Samapuku. Worst sweet is Rosh Ogola. No offense to any bongs present here from India and elsewhere. That's very diplomatic of you. Mrs. Mom, where are you? Are you in New York? I can't remember. Hooking up the Facebook and I'm not active on it. It breaks my heart, but I do want to check on it regularly. Jean Grey. Indiana? Cool. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana. It's all day? Wow. Could you invite me, Eileen Gibbler? That would be great. Of course. Gibbler. I like the bee.
Okay.
Aww.
Here's a cup of coffee for you, darling.
Baby love.
So I do want to return to the subject of internet gurus. And I would like to discuss in particular what comprises good advice from an internet guru and what comprises bad advice from an internet guru. What are red flags of internet gurus who that we can look to say, okay, well, this person is not worth listening to.
Is not worth listening to.
Right. Well,
this person not worth listening to.
Or this person is worth listening to. But let's talk about not first, because we're looking for red flags. So a red flag is going to be a single indicator that probably is not a single indicator that is determinate necessarily, but a single indicator that you can isolate that indicates is not a good sign, you know? So one thing I would say about not being a good sign is I think if a person appears to generalize from their own experience a lot,
Yes.
and universalize from their own experience, that's not a good sign. So, for example, everybody, you should really eat a lot more peaches. I started eating peaches a couple weeks ago, and my blood sugar level dropped 4 points in 2 minutes. Something like that.
Down.
It is not a good reason to advise everybody to do something just because your experience says, hey, I had a good experience with something. Not a good reason to advise that everybody should do that. Now, you might be willing to share, like, here's my experience with it. Perhaps your experience will be the same. Or perhaps it will differ. But, you know, if the only sort of evidence for the should you have is your own experience, that's not a good thing to be advocating as a universal. The second red flag would be perhaps linking, for example, linking moral status as a person to, for example, political position. Like if you have the following political position and you're not a good person, if you side with, yeah, you're not a good person or whatever.
Mm-hmm. No.
I think that's a red flag.
That is. Absolutely.
Unusual headwear.
I think you'd agree. It is.
Unusual headwear is a really big red flag. If somebody doesn't wear conventional hats, or for example has two manners of headwear going concurrently, you can't listen to those people. What else? It's another red flag.
Stealing people's music and then not apologizing for it.
That's a pretty specific red flag.
It is.
Okay.
Don't do that.
All right.
At least credit the person.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, I'll be honest though. I gotta tell you the truth about this. A lot of times, I forget where I get drums from.
I know.
And I can't. I just, it's like.
It's not. You don't get sample ones.
I get things from YouTube say like free drum loops to use. I mean, I mess them up a bit, but I would like to credit them. I would like to because it's good networking too. You know.
Mm-hmm.
They're
true that.
But I forget where I got them from. I end up downloading a bunch of drum files. I can't find it again.
Oh man.
Then it becomes back work. Well, when am I going to ever get around to that back work? Never.
The Emperor has no clothes. I pulled the Emperor. You did that for me, right? You pulled the Emperor. Is that me?
Ooh la la. Do you hear that, baby? The Emperor has no clothes.
Yeah, I read it too.
So anyway.
It is specific though.
Not that I noticed. Just maybe Jeremiah fixed a little bit as always. Not anything worth punishing. So internet gurus. What's another red flag? Try to squeeze money out of you at every fucking opportunity.
Yes. You get something free, and then after you get it free, you have to like pay for any of the benefits. And everything is so easy and simple. If you would just ...
Listen, guys. I am telling you nothing but the truth. But I've also got, guess what? A box of truths behind this door. One little stipulation. It's going to cost you $10 to go through that door and look into that box. Because that box of secrets is extra secret. And you know the stuff that's in the box of secrets is extra special. It really is.
He knows.
Oh, me? I do it for free. Well, you notice I don't have a paid content section. I don't have. I'm not constantly hammering people do. I got the nicer cup. Look, Rachel. Rachel knew. Oh, I'm taking this cup. You get stuck with that cup. God.
Doesn't he look like a sheriff and I'm like, the NY police?
Rachel, I keep trying to explain to you. I'm the important one. That's why I get the good cup.
That's the Mountain Rushmore one. His dad got it at a thing.
Listen, everybody. What do you think this space right here is for? It's for my face. It's going to be right there. You just wait and see. That's what that space is for. Give me the box. It's mine. 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 Jonathan Buchanan. What a question. Delving into my personal medical information. I am askance.
Have you been diagnosed with ADD or taken ADD medication?
I think he means ever.
Oh.
Okay, so Jonathan Buchanan. Answer number 1. Yes, I've been diagnosed with
No.
ADHD, not ADD. That spells add. Duh. Have I ever taken ADHD medication? You mean like Tylenol? Something like that. Yeah. Sometimes I take a little medication, in pill form. Eric, I think any polar people tended to give the answers we do to any questions because we want to answer the given question with accuracy. But if you were asked to ask us something along the lines of give me synonyms of X using as many different definitions as you can think of, our response will change and increase because we aren't trying to be accurate to the definition. This is not a critique of your any questions because they're clearly effective as is, but rather an observation of ISXPs that I want to share. An observation extrapolated from the assumption that you are yourself an ISXP, which you might be. I don't know. Maybe you are an ISXP, and maybe you're not.
Do you want socks?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. We are out of cat food, and PP is bugging us until we get her more. What PP is doing? We've got to go to the store. Too many words. My brain is going dot, 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 dot. Yeah, I keep falling a few seconds behind. Falling a few seconds behind in what? The various meanings that I spew from my mouth as I carry on incessantly without regard for the other or any pause to allow the other to interpret and process what I'm saying. I see. You're just behind. The stream. I gotcha. Like a boat on a different river running parallel to this one. Good analogy, Eric. Good analogy. Octavio, I trust you're an ISFP. You trust he's an ISFP, or you think he's an ISFP, you believe he's an ISFP, you feel like he's an ISFP, or you posit he's an ISFP? You wanna try a different verb on for size? Can Krishna Samabaku? I'm not liking that one. Can Krishna Samabaku? Can Krishna Samabaku? Oh, I see what you do. You put a boo on my shoe. You can Krishna So saith the moon, so saith the ferrets. He just jumped out of an old Russia fairy tale. I'm Russia man, Russia man, Russia, Russia, Russia man. That's how people talk in Russia. Look. Fun, exciting, seasonal, spiritual, moist, delightful. Everything you've always wanted in a live stream here tonight on Interweb Gurus. I'm your Interweb Guru, Eric. You can tell I'm a guru. Why? Well, I have that piercing stare. Like I can see right into your soul. And I've got unsolicited advice. You know what you should do? Listen to me. My words are wise, and my wisdoms are what you need. Hi, friends. Let me move you over here. We can be a little bit more intimate. I want to talk to you tonight. Guru to disciple, okay? Remember something. I'm host Eric. My words are wise. My wisdoms fill the lives of you and your wives everywhere you go. By spending time with me and my YouTube channel, you'll grow wiser by the moment until at last, like a beautiful butterfly emerging from its chrysalis, you will become spiritually awakened, enlightened, attain something called actualization. And then in that moment, you'll turn around and you say, Host Eric, without you, I would have remained nothing. But thanks to your noble, insightful, expensive guidance, I am now whole. I have been taught how to have an orgasm, and my partner have one too. Why? Well, when other people told me this, I said, that's got to be bullshit. But when Host Eric said it, well, then I believed it. When I asked Host Eric where he got it from, he said he just found it on the ground one day, lying next to C.S. Joseph's house. A little research revealed it was actually C.S. Joseph's idea, but regardless, I, Host Eric, I'm the guru of choice. Okay? All right. So, look, let me tell you another reason why I'm your guru of choice. Unlike some purported gurus, whose C.S. Joseph-like name I won't mention, I offer you a high priestess beside me. A priestess of great beauty and glory and depth and glory and wonder and fairness and nobility and earnestness and esteem. She makes squeaky little noises like that too. This queen will rule over all of you as a guruette, the female version of a guru, and or the term for a guru's fellow guru wife who's been bestowed guru status by nepotism, namely by mating nepotism. The nepotism of insertion, they might call it. Anyhow, is somebody taking notes? I'd like somebody to take down an agenda for this meeting, please, where I, Guru Host Eric, bestow wisdoms upon you lowly attendees.
That's star power.
Wisdom number 1. Eat all your vegetables. Why are you leaving them on the plates? What's wrong with you? Don't you know you have to eat them all? Number 2. Quit smoking cigarettes. Bad for you. Ruin your lungs. It'll turn you into a frog. Everyone will hate you if you don't listen to me. Rule number 3. Listen to me all the time. If you can't get in touch with me, don't do anything. Just wait until I can give you guidance on something. If you're not sure what sort of cereal to buy at the store, don't buy any cereal until you talk to me.
Thank you.
I provide all the guidance for you. You laugh at the low price of $500 an hour. Amazing deal. Rachel, weren't you telling me the other day that you thought my actual worth was somewhere in the neighborhood of $140,000 an hour?
Yes.
So at $500 an hour, you're getting an amazing deal.
That's so stupid.
Are you sold? If so, you should not be watching this channel.
Let's see.
If you're that sellable, you got a problem, right? I don't know. I don't understand how. Well, I do understand how. It's frustrating the way that an authoritative tone and sort of. It's simple, guys. Listen. Yes, he is, but it's not. And he's not what it is. That's it.
I mean, yeah. And he was like judgmental towards you about the smoking weed, and then you like schooled him on it. That was so dope. I was like, championing that forever.
Word.
Yeah,
Thanks.
serious. Yeah, I was at work and I was like, finally, fuck.
Thanks, sweetheart.
You're welcome, baby.
Oh, Guru, why is I'm just a guru? I've just discovered my underwear are inside out. Should I flip them around or leave it? I'm glad you came to me, my child. What brand of underwear are you clad in currently? Additionally, I'll need to know briefs or boxers or broxers. Not sure if you're familiar with the hybrid, but it does exist. Anybody else? Any other questions? Yes, right. One good clue. I mean, not absolutely certain, but one good clue is found in the headwear, for sure. If a person really has multifaceted headwear. So this is we get extra points because it does more than one thing. It could go like this. Right, see?
Yep.
It could go like this.
Yep.
It could go like this.
Yeah.
Okay? It could go like this too.
Yep.
And
Yup.
these go on to here too.
Oh my god.
Go like that.
Wow.
Well, it's got a little loop. I can't really get it on there with it on my head, but these go on to here.
All the many ways.
Question for Rachel: what are your favorite types?
Fair. I have to think about that. Well, I've said ENTP. That's my number one. INFJ, then next.
You want to apprentice? Not hire. Are you paying for this? Listen, you pay. Everyone pays either in valuable objects, cash money, or slave labor. Okay. If you'd like
Slave
to
labor?
if you'd like to be part of the harem, you have to run that through Rachel. She's taking applications for the harem for me later on.
Strict.
Very, very tough admission standards, apparently.
I do.
I think you have to be at least 400 years old and
if we
700
get your
pounds.
name wrong, I'm apologizing ahead of time.
I don't think there'd be a problem.
I say I'm wrong.
And what does somebody mean by favorite type? Like, what's my favorite type?
Yeah. It's a difficult question.
Well, it's interesting because I suspect Rachel and I think about it differently. Like, when I think about it, I think about the different people in my life and how much they represent the type that they are, and sort of how much I like them is representative of the type or not representative of the type. So, like, I like Cameron, but I think he's not really a typical ISTJ in his agreeableness. I think he's a lot more agreeable, sort of, and just generally socially,
Definitely, I talked to him.
Than some ISTJs, yeah.
Yeah, like for like more than the standard, I'd say that I have with an ISTJ.
Did I choose slave labor or did choose slave labor choose me? in this instance, the answer is both. Ponder on this as you work the fields.
You look like a golden bear.
Go forth, my son. Go forth. Bring me back bushels of cotton.
Oh.
Fresh hand-picked cotton.
And peaches too.
We'll sell it in the commune store for tourists passing by on nearby Highway 67. Do you conflict with the particular quadra the most? Well, I have the biggest conflicts with beta quadra when they emerge. Okay, so like I've had a series of those in which I use certain things that crosses beta quadra lines, usually involving busting somebody on the internet, like, making somebody's supposedly private business public business. That's usually the issue. betas don't like that. And the reason they don't like that is because they operate with an assumption of some privacies that are normally sustained. The assumption that some of their behavior not actually be made public. Now, it's usually not betas I'm making public about. That's the thing. I don't seem to have the kind of conflicts with betas where I talk shit about them on the internet. That's not the case. It's that they get mad at me when I talk shit about other people on the internet. And then the other kind of people who have conflicts with me, but I don't care, and so it doesn't really matter to me. It's like their critiques don't have any impact on me because they're using the wrong metric and stuff. It's like INFPs, INFPs or ENFPs, because they come in and they say like, basically, you're not being honest with your feelings, or you're not.
Yeah, I hear you, Jeremiah Fix.
Well, we haven't organized the camps yet. How do you say that again? Phage? Phage, like beige, right?
Yeah.
Phage Katerina.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's an INFJ. I've concluded.
Yeah, I was thinking about it before.
I typed her as ENFJ in our first typing session. It took me a long time to come to the firm conclusion she was INFJ. I started having doubts fairly.
I have to say it in my head even.
I started having doubts about my typing of her. Maybe a couple weeks into her visit here, it started to build up, or something. But I didn't say anything until I was quite sure. I do think INFJ can appear ENFJ at first because they have more extroverted feeling at first in the mix. They're using their tool function more exclusively of other things. Stop putting down real gurus to make yourself feel better, you meanie. That is that is a textbook FI critique. It's a straight up INFP comment right there, Hambone. It's a perfect example. Thank you for that. That's exactly what the fuck they say. They say shit like that. It's crazy. It's like, do you actually think that's what I'm doing?
You?
No. Well, in the sense that wasn't a type police investigation. She was a client. I typed her. Did I get her wrong? Yeah.
Yeah. You did. I was curious.
I got her wrong. I mean, what can I say?
What? You thought I was an ENFJ?
Yeah, he's saying like, well, so you got her wrong? Yeah, I got her wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, in an hour, I didn't test the SI enough. I didn't test the TI enough. I just wasn't thorough enough. Also, people don't like the skills test part of it. People don't like me exposing mercilessly just how weak they are at something. Regardless of whether that's really, really weak or just kind of weak, they hate that process. So it's like I'm kind of hamstrung in that regard.
I get you. How did you describe an I? Inner knowing.
Inner knowing, she said. It's a very NI answer. Yeah, well, it's good that you were not too stubborn about your. No, I never am. I mean, I'd rather be right than be stubborn every time, because being right is semi-permanent. At least being stubborn is you're just dragging shit on for no reason. You might as well just get the fucking. Once you get a thorn in your shoe in your foot, don't keep walking. Stop and pull it the fuck out. Right?
Oh my god, I know what you mean. I'm Jeremiah. Sometimes, but most people always take me seriously.
Now, it should be noted, Winston's mom, I appreciate you bringing that up, because it should be noted that sometimes I don't have a disclaimer, and I explicitly say it's 100%. There's no chance for anything but my own. Sometimes I say that. Sometimes I say 90%, 95%. A lot of times I'm pretty sure, but there is a chance it could be this. I almost always get narrowed down to 2 at least.
You had like a breakthrough.
I mean, it became clear over time. And then when I talked to her today about, I don't remember what it was I was telling you today. It was textbook INFJ. Do you remember?
I know. And I know.
Do you remember what it was?
God, no.
Of course not. or SIs or kind of iffy. Not terrible, iffy. I mean, that was one of the things, is her SI was about the same as mine, frankly. And I'm an old EHP with developed SI. Your fourth slot develops over time.
Who's the fourth? What's the fourth slot?
The fourth slot is for you, SE. For me, it's SI.
Of course it is.
My internet looks good.
Yeah, we got a new internet.
Yeah, I replaced the modem, and it seems fine now. We haven't had any problems since. It was like an ancient fucking modem. I started putting like chemical ice things on either side of it to make it stay cold, because I figured it was the heat, and that helped for a little while, but now it's way a million times better. It's way more stable. Eric, what does ignoring NE look like?
Rain and wind and frontier leap to rain and wind.
Well, in practice, right, this is a good question. This is a good answer. It may go on for quite some time. I mean, I think what we need to do is I need to go to the store and get cat food. So, I don't know. But let me answer Octavia's question. It looks like what Rachel just did. So when asked her understanding of NI, she said internal knowing. Is that what you said? Okay. And that's it. That's all she said. What does she have to do to do that as an NI dom? She has to ignore everything that's not the singular answer she wants to give. So if you were to ask me, what do you think NI is? I'd say it's an intentional manner by which an individual knows universally based on something called intuition, which is a poorly understood process, internal intuition anyway, which is poorly, I just go on and on and on. There's no way I'd ever give an answer like that in a million fucking years. Why? Because what am I ignoring? I want to get out all the pertinent details. And how do I determine pertinence? With TI, basically. So what's argumentationally pertinent to the notion? Well, shit tons of things are argumentationally pertinent to the notion. So I'll generate shit tons of things. By phase?
Yeah.
Phase. If your answers are always too long, or always long, then that's NE, Jean Grey. So you think INFJs would not be able to describe NI in reasonable detail? No, I think they could. But the thing is, they'd need a frame. They start with a frame and say, okay, well, what does it mean to describe it in reasonable detail? Well, it'd probably benefit from some sort of parsing. Like, I can describe it first in terms of how it might look to an outsider. Second, in terms of how I might experience it as a feeling or sensation. And finally, some other way, or whatever. But those are both NI definitions, Sarah ISFP, and you both have them as absolute values. There's something to be said for having a shared kind of value. And it's not something that people talk about normally in cognitive functions, because it's basically part of my system and not really other people's systems. But it's important. It's an important distinction that needs to be made. And at least it needs to be considered as to whether it ought to be included. And the thing is, what I brought to the table in approaching this thing, and the reason why I was able to get it right, whereas other people didn't, is that I have, at a day job, the task of putting together cases of argumentation that withstand scrutiny from an opponent, that win rounds, So what does that mean? Well, what am I answering? I forget. I got distracted with that. I don't remember what I was saying. I lost train of thought. I got distracted by the chat. It's not possible to really type somebody from the chat, but you can get some indications sometimes, but they can be totally misleading sometimes. Like philosophical thinker, I had some indications from communicating with them by text when I communicated with them directly in person, it was a different story. Something about it.
And then the video was over before Sheila's reaction. Wow, what's this, Mom? They like made my Halloween.
No, I gave that door to Candace. I didn't give that door to Delilah. Delilah doesn't want that door. I gave it to Candace because she liked antique shit like that. In fact, she loved that door. She was like, "Whoa, this is a great door." But it's still sitting where it was when I handed it off there fucking 6 years ago or whatever. So whatever.
Wait, where is it?
Okay, well, look. The thing about this, Tom Jickelson, is you don't understand that those kind of channels of rhetoric are argumentation styles, and they're things that individuals can apply in different circumstances. So I have a wide range of argumentational styles. I may favor some naturally, but I wouldn't say I'm a causal determinist at all. I mean, the accurate thing to say argumentationally about ENTPs is they're naturally negationary, as are INTPs, because NETI is a deconstructionalist approach towards rhetoric, whereas TEFI is a constructive approach. You can say that, but what you're saying is not the case. So the thing is about this, you've got to understand it through the right frame. And the right frame here is going to be, what is this? You're trying to say, okay, like, these verbal things correlate with me. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're not correlating with the right thing, then it's not very useful. If you're saying it correlates with ENTPs, that's not very useful. If you say it correlates with NETI, it's a little bit more useful. But even though it might be seeming to say the same thing, because you're talking about some sort of functions, then something that's like cognition styles aren't. They may be likely manifestations of certain function stack. I don't know. The thing is about what you call causal determinists. I mean, by anyone's metric, I'm not a causal determinist. Like, nobody's ever in a million years would ever dream of calling me that. If, like, you know, I'm not sure how you're using the term, but in any conventional meaning of the term, nobody in the world would ever call me that. There's nothing of causal determinism in me at all. I'm quite the contrary to it. I'm a principalist, right? I operate in conditional time, not linear time. Causality is linear time. Determinism says, let's talk about free will not being part of the equation. And I'm all in favor of free will. So, I mean, that wouldn't be an example of that then. So then that would, even if the rule were generally true still, it would make my point for me, which is that correlation is not reliable. Unless you're using the words in entirely new ways that nobody's ever used them before. See, this is where it's important to understand, like, using conjunctive adverbs, which is what those words are called, does not make you a causal determinist. It makes you somebody who uses conjunctive adverbs. There's also conversely, there's similarly, there's a bunch of conjunctive adverbs. There's in order that, and as much as, and a lot of them. But only a few of them are conjunctive adverbs of consequence, antecedent consequent. Those are a few of them, right? But the whole list of conjunctive adverbs, and they have different purposes, like all adverbs. They tell you how, when, where, why, okay? Those
Oh my
ones
gosh.
tell you why. That's one class of conjunctive adverb. It's not linked specifically to a cognitive style because anyone can use those words. And maybe a student's been trained to write conjunctive adverb sentences, as I did for a whole shit ton of classes of fifth graders. I taught conjunctive adverb sentences too. And we practice using all the different conjunctive adverbs. If they use them going forward in their speech, does that make them mean to be's? No. That's why you can't possibly use that as a metric. I mean, it's look, this guy uses these kind of conjunctive adverbs, therefore he's an ENT. That's not causal determinism either. That's conditionality. It's like saying just because you attribute something to a previous cause doesn't mean you're a causal determinist. It could mean conditionality. So if if you hit me, I will cry. If you kiss me, I will sigh. Well, those are both conditionals, and neither of them is causal until one of the two conditionalities is activated by action. In fact, neither of the conditionalities could be activated. It could be the person just walks away, in which case there's no actual realization of a consequent. It's just conditional antecedents and consequence. So that's what makes it non-causal. It's conditional. It's linguistic. Causal determinists are those who try to reduce the class of legitimate truth to those that are emerge inductively from empiricism for some reason. It's like TE friend. It's incredibly dumb, frankly. To put it bluntly. I mean, I don't mean to be insulting, but I mean, it is. It's incredibly dumb.
It is.
Why try to eliminate free will from the equation entirely, as do the determinists?
Exactly.
It's a foolish proposition because conditionality itself, the idea that we can conditionally consider various options, is all the proof that one can ever possibly have in a linear time frame going forward of causality, in where causality exists, that in fact that one has free choice regarding one's impact, one's consequence. The impacts that one can anticipate and the behaviors that one does that either do in fact generate those impacts or do not. People get into trouble when they misunderstand what kind of things they can do and what kind of things they can't anticipate particularly. So it's like, there's some things I can anticipate very clearly. If I drop this on the table, it will make a noise. 100% of the time, right? And that's great. And people incorrectly extrapolate from that the notion that they can predict outcomes in all kinds of systems in which they have no fucking chance of ever predicting an outcome meaningfully. So if I try to predict, if I throw this thing into the air, it'll affect the weather pattern such that there's increase in 10 mile per hour wind over there in 2 days. Well, that's never gonna, it's just gonna be fucking random guesses at best, right? There's no actual legitimacy to that. So understanding what kind of systems one can make predictions in and which kind of systems one cannot make predictions in is one of the crucial preconditions of being right. And understanding what kind of systems can be broken down and modeled and which kind of systems fundamentally cannot, because they're too linked to the subjective or experiential part of life, is also a critical ability, the thing to be able to distinguish. Because if you can't do those things and you haven't done those things and you aren't well versed in all the different ways that arguments can be approached, all the different angles that one can take to make arguments, all the different ways that one can substantiate things, all the different ways that one can negate things, all the different ways that one can frame things, all the different ways that one can build cases, all the different ways that one can affirm, all the different ways that one can negate. If you aren't familiar with all that, then how in the world do you possibly think you could make a bulletproof model of cognitive function that can actually withstand everyone's scrutiny and argument? You never will. Because even if you're an ENTP will anticipate a lot of shit. But an ENTP cannot anticipate all the details of an entire frame of shit that they aren't familiar with at all. No fucking way. Not in a million years.
Yep.
And after about a few minutes with me, they'll realize that they're kind of behind the 8 ball here. That they don't understand how to argue, which is a precondition to winning the argument. So that's the thing about these cognitive function models. MBTI, Mason, Jung, none of them were fucking debate coaches. They weren't even 1/100th as qualified as I am and was to actually correctly model a thing. None of them were adequately approaching the thing with enough robust scrutiny to their own work, you know? Why would they? They have no history of having to create cases that win in tournaments, not because they're making arguments that you like or want to make, or that they're arguing the side you want to argue, but because you're picking the arguments that are the strongest ones that are going to withstand scrutiny best and win the arguments, right? That's my fucking job. So obviously, when I put this shit together, I put it together to be robust. I put it together to withstand scrutiny. I put it together to win. And of course it has, because I discovered that I landed in this morass of intellectual flaccidity that that had no idea even how to begin to critique these various half-assed freaking snake oil salesman bullshit spewage that comprised the bulk of the scholarly work in cognitive functions.
You should be like smoking.
Thanks.
No,
I've been wanting this cigarette for a long ass time. I don't know what happened.
I actually meant weed.
Oh, weed, right. Well, pack some bowls, dog.
I was like,
Pack some bowls, girl. You know you my world.
Percy.
Where is it?
Joseph.
Did I leave it outside?
What?
Did I leave it in the back?
I don't know.
You want to go get it? Or you know, just go back there and smoke yourself. I'll come back and I'm gonna wrap this up pretty quick. But we gotta go to the store and get Pee-Pee some food. She's super hungry.
No, I know.
She really doesn't like her dry food.
I know.
You can't go back to dry
It's so
food.
cute.
I'm never going back to dry food. Okay. All right. So anyway, what was I pontificating about a second ago? I was ranting about something. See, this is the thing.
Was it CS, Joseph?
No, I don't remember what I forgot I was ranting about. Oh yeah, why am I things the best?
If you want to, yeah.
Why am I shit the best? That's why. Why my shit don't stink? I remember now. Why Eric's shit doesn't stink? Well, because
a little bit
look,
closer.
first of all, you know, I'm here doing battle with every Tom, Dick, and Chickelson who comes in here playing Captain Pedantry. Now, I'm here to pronounce, Eric, that these things are the true things. I will pass judgment on your purported expertise, as I am an expert in judging experts. So, here I go. Well, I get it. I'm also kind of pedantic-y like that. And like, you ain't gonna act like you know more than me, motherfucker. I get it. But, you know, I kind of do. All right. About this anyway. So I'm kind of like the godfather of the right way of thinking about it. Okay. I run shit around here. So, you know, like that. Means I've had enough of your sassy pants. Don't make me rename you Southern Sassafras, okay? Sassy Southern Sassafras is a name I reserve for somebody who has excessive sassiness in their bones.
Excessive?
Oh, yeah. You know, we only allow a sassiness quotient of 7 here. Any greater than that, that's too much sass for us to handle. We say, you got too much sass in your ass. Get yourself back to class and out my face. Which is how we pronounce face. Come on now. Come on now, get out of there. You know you want to get out of there. Oh yeah. Step. By the time we finish these pumpkins, it'll no longer be Halloween. Rachel, you have done no cutting at all.
No way.
Why don't you do a little cutting, little lady?
I don't know. I have no clue.
Are you disrespecting Halloween? I hope not. Nobody disrespects Halloween in my house.
Nice.
Otherwise, they don't get the treat. They get the trick.
Oh shit.
And what is the trick, Eric?
Yeah.
I make their hat disappear.
Wow.
It's a sleight of hand trick.
Sure.
So if you like sleight of hand tricks,
Sleight of hand tricks.
sleight of hand,
Sleight of hand.
a form of magic, okay?
Ooh, yeah, it is.
Like ventriloquism and raising the dead. Yeah. Yeah.
How is raising the dead?
Well, by raising them, I mean putting yeast on them. I guess you could say making them rise.
Ew.
It's a recipe I have for unleavened corpse bread.
Corpse bread, huh?
Yeah, it's odd that it's called unleavened and it uses yeast, but that was one of the compromises we had to make in the recipe. So please try not to judge.
Okay.
Some people said we should have renamed it. Like, hey, we spent weeks on that name. Okay. Anyway, here at the Unleavened Corpse Bread Company, we're tired of people complaining that our bread is made out of dead people. All right.
Oh my gosh, it smells like pumpkin so much.
I've got a joke for you. What did the one racist say to the other racist?
What?
Something racist. Okay. My pumpkin is doing pretty good. But
Really good.
yeah, but needs a little bit more work here. He's going to be a fully specialized special pumpkin.
Ew.
And everybody wants that. A fully specialized specialty pumpkin has lots of weird and exciting cuts in it. There.
Nice.
Now it's getting special.
It is.
I want to use this little one. Like this one. Let's see how this one cuts. That's pretty good. It does smell pumpkin-y, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like, wow, fall.
It smells like 3 of the 4 most pumpkin-y smelling things in the world. The first 3 all being varieties of pumpkin. The 4th being imitation pumpkin smell.
I thought it's 4.
Welcome to the Imitation Pumpkin Smell Company.
Yeah, for real.
You can't eat this shit, but you can smell it. All right, it smells kind of like pumpkins.
Kind of being like the main word to focus on there.
Yes, it's a little bit toxic. Don't touch it.
Do you want to see my pumpkin? Can I show them?
Of course, darling.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want. You ain't even carved nothing yet, woman. You Sergeant Slow Carve.
I can't. I'm having trouble like cutting it out. I want to cut out the eyes and the mouth. And this is.
What is wrong with Sergeant Slow Charge? What is wrong with Sergeant Slow Cut?
I see it.
She doesn't cut very fast.
No.
That's what's wrong with Sergeant Slow Cut.
I can't stick it all the way through, honestly.
Rachel. Do you need a power tool, my darling? I think you
I don't
do.
know what knife to use for it.
I will help you.
It's a work.
That's something.
It's a work.
Guess what her polar is, everybody? Can you guess? Is it extroverted feeling? No. Is it introverted intuition? No. What? Which 2 types are least likely to be able to carve a pumpkin? I will tell you. Put this up here, please. The answers are INFJ and ISFJ. And why? Because, thank you, Octavia Silva,
What?
for turning out retard.
Thanks.
I don't know what he did, but whatever. I appreciate it anyway. Don't even stress. I'm not that triggerable, but it's like I'm pretty secure in this relationship. I'm not really worried about fucktard. Really, as if,
Come on me, yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, what are we doing? Oh, right. I'm helping Rachel cut the pumpkin. So, Rachel, let me pedantically explain to you how to cut a pumpkin, okay? All right, Rachel, pay attention. Now, look, you got to decide how big a knife you want to use. Let's start with something small because you got some detail in here, all right?
Okay.
Now, watch how I'm going to do it, all right? Let's get everybody at home to watch as well. Watch and learn as I show you how to do shit, okay? My name is Rick Benson. I'm here to show you how to do shit. All right, look, Rachel, look. Okay.
Wait. Man dropped.
Yeah.
Where's your wristband?
Look, I don't need a wristband. That's for like intuitards who think they're like ESTPs or something. All right. I'm Rick Benson, and I'm a real ESTP. All right, so shut your mouth, check your pie hole. I run shit around here. Now look, Rachel, I want you to watch carefully, okay? Now, in this instance, you're gonna just sort of poke right here where you want to begin the cut. All right, you're gonna just gently push in. Just gonna keep pushing gently till it goes all the way in. Oh yeah, that's a good cut. You're gonna pull it out. Just pull it right out. Just all right. Now you gotta go up here a little bit higher. Now you're gonna go pew like that again. Pew like that, a little bit by a little bit. All right. It's gotta be like be patient. All right. Be patient. All right, like this. Like that. Okay. Make sure you make that sound too, like All right. So, my pumpkin's almost done, but not quite. So I'm going to finish this pumpkin up here. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a candle and put it in the pumpkin. Then I'm going to show everybody my wondrous creation. It's a wonderful creation made for Halloween time. If you like the spirits of spooky ghouls, then you'll have fun with mine. Pumpkin, pumpkin, glowing so bright, filling the night with your ghoulish ghouls. All right, here we go. Almost done, everybody. It's almost time for the big reveal. I have to think of a name for this guy, of course. I'm sure what his name's going to be. I'll see what he looks like. Maybe I'll field some suggestions from the chat as to what I should name my pumpkin. Probably, I guess he should have a spooky name. I don't know. Perhaps some sort of name involving Halloween or scariness, dismay, I guess would be a Halloween emotion. Perhaps fear. Perhaps gluttony for candy could be involved in the name. I don't know. Perhaps there could be a seasonal link. A lot of different possibilities. Don't cut yourself though. How you doing? Okay. Are you doing okay? Seem to be. You want to try this one? Might be easier.
Cool, thanks.
I'll trade you. Oh, I'll use this one actually. It might work better too.
Nice. What?
Let me try this one. See if this one works really well. I'll give this one to you. This one's pretty good actually. This may be your best choice. Let me try it. Okay. A few pumpkin carving tips. Number one, feel who your pumpkin is as a human being before carving it. Otherwise, you might carve the wrong pumpkin person. Okay, you need to feel like you already know him in your heart, emotionally. Understand what is the core spirit animal of your pumpkin when you're carving it. Understand what its type is. Understand what its enneagram type is. Understand what its hobbies and interests are. All of these things are critical preconditions to beginning carving pumpkin. If you already started carving your pumpkin, throw it away. Start over. You didn't do it right. Now, this guy here, I can feel his spirit, his aura. And you will be able to soon after I put a candle in it.
After you what?
Put a candle in it.
Put a candle in it.
Right.
I love it.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
That's because it's the greatest masterpiece of all time.
It is. Oh, see? Oh my gosh, it's the star. It looks like a star.
Miss Rachel, I do amazing work in the medium of pumpkin.
Yes, you do. Mine looks like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Smells like pumpkin everywhere.
Sorry.
Thanks. Oh my gosh, wow.
All right, you
Good
guys,
pumpkin.
we're getting pretty close to the majesty of wonder here.
To the majesty and wonder.
This will be a majestic Halloween that's both wonderful and memorable for generations to come. The sort of Halloween pumpkin that people look back on and say, now that was a pumpkin.
Definitely.
The sort of pumpkin that at family reunions 50 years from now, people go, Mom, do you remember that one time we saw that one pumpkin and it was so goddamn genius? And everyone was like, fuck, that pumpkin blows my mind. Well, this is that pumpkin. You've been waiting for it your whole life. This is the pumpkin that will from now on represent what a jack-o'-lantern is supposed to be in your mind. I'm going to put a candle in it right now. I'm going to show everybody just how glorious a pumpkin this is. They can help me name this pumpkin. Okay. Here we go.
How do you think the degrees are?
Fucking 0. Oh. What kind of tit is it? It's called a witch's tit. A witch's tit.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to get a candle. We'll be right back. Then we're going to look up the stuff after I show everybody.
Oh, Sandy. Carve a pumpkin with me vlog. Yeah. Let me get it.
Do you want the lid on? No. Not right now. Okay. No. You know everyone always takes all the seeds out of the pumpkin?
What?
You know everyone always takes the seeds out of the pumpkin?
I do. I was ready to do that actually.
Well, why would you like to do that? Would you like to cook them?
Actually, I don't think I did that actually. I think actually I did.
I have before too. But the point is, there's no reason to take them out unless you're going to cook them.
We didn't cook all of them. We definitely did not. There was so much. Oh my god, it's dope.
You didn't expect me, did you? I'm the pumpkin from your worst nightmares.
Wow.
My nose is this shape because I shoot star-shaped bullets of pain into your face from it. Know me and cower in fear. What is my name? Tell me, what is my name?
What is your...
Answer me, or I'll visit you in your dreams tonight.
Hashtag scary. Nice.
Your name is Bastard?
Halloween.
My name
Raphael.
is Bastard.
Oof.
Is your name Bastard? I don't think that's your name.
Visionaire. Spooky.
Scary pumpkin? Starnose? That's not a very scary name, though. Starnose is not a very scary name. The Visionaire? Not bad.
Can I ask you a question?
Me or the pumpkin?
The pumpkin.
Yes. Go ahead. You may ask me one question, maybe two. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Is Walt Disney an ENTP?
No, he's definitely not. I don't know what he is, except frozen deep in the bowels of Anaheim. Someday, I'll visit his corpse again and make love. Okay, well, thanks. Do you have any other questions for him? Zandy asks, yes. Yes, he is taking questions, apparently, Zandy. So, if you'd like, well, we're still looking for a name for him. I don't know what you're... I wish to hear somebody tell me my name. Guess my name. Guess it with your mouth. Okay, guess your name with your mouth. Okay, so let's see. Other possible questions for the pumpkin.
Pumpkin, who's your favorite baseball team? Do you have one?
As a pumpkin, of course, I am a huge baseball fan. October is the time of year that we pumpkins share with Major League Baseball's World Series. Thus, even the scariest of we pumpkins, such as myself, absolutely love baseball. Which team is my favorite? Well, I've got some bad news for you. My favorite team is the Montreal Expos.
Oh my god.
Yes, the Montreal Expos. They haven't won a game in many years now. Not even played a game. It's quite depressing.
The last time I saw Montreal was in the 80s.
Mr. Pumpkin, Hambone asks, how will you keep from rotting? By supping on your young flesh. I sip upon the souls of the wicked, and for good alike. Anginger says, do you like to roll? No. Rolling dents me. It bruises my orange skin. That's a good point. What's the best anime? Naruto, obviously. Naruto Shippuden. Don't you dare watch the dubbed version. Titles only.
Yes. That's great.
Mr. Bone, I rock harder than every rock in the world who rocks at a rock festival.
Yeah.
That's how rocking I am. You'll notice this. See this?
The noseless one.
This means I killed somebody, metaphysically.
Boom.
And this one means I maimed them.
Oh my gosh, wait.
That's how bad I am. Okay. Granted, they're only metaphysical crimes, but still quite scarring, I'm sure. Yes, Rachel, do you have a question for me?
There's that place in New York that has the Headless Horseman. Isn't it? I think he throws pumpkins.
I like the name.
Town?
I like the name Pumpocular. I don't like Pumpcular, but I do like the name Pumpocular, which is what I first said. Pumpocular. I'm Pumpocular, the illocutionary pumpkin. Pumpocular, the illocutionary pumpkin. That's my name.
Pyro Jack, yeah.
I'm Pumpocular.
Mr. Pumpkin.
My surname is Pumpoculon. I'm Pumpocular Pumpoculon. And I hail from Pumpocula.
That's like some
Pumpocula Dimplestein? No, that's my little sister. It's a married name. She married into the Dimplestein family. I'm from the Pumpoculon family. On the other side, we have the Pumpula, which
Jack
is a
Frost
terrible
is my idol.
Okay. Kimchi Pumpkin. You're talking about my South American cousin who originally hails from South Korea, namely Kimchi Pumpkin.
Oh, great pumpkin, oracle of the host Eric kind. I have a question. Only the great pumpkin of host Eric can answer. Oh, no, wait. Will the horseman ride in lasso?
Will the horseman ride? The horseman always rides in the terror of your dreams. Don't make me come to your house and scare you, because I will. See this mouth? It says nothing but negative words, like boo, and scary things like hey, and mean things like that shirt doesn't look very good on you. That's the kind of stuff I do. Watch out. You don't earn these tattoos for nothing.
Dracula and Pumpkin.
My name's Pumpocular. Or you can call me the Pumpocular. Or the definite article Pumpocular.
Pumpocular?
Pompocular, the definite article.
Hey, I wonder. Now I'm worrying about bats. Like the bats over here. So that sounds good.
I'm considering pompocular the definite article the, which also makes sense. Yes. So the definite article the pompocular.
The pompocular. Hey, the pompocular. Hey, the pompocular.
Hey, Rachel.
Hi.
Listen. Stop talking in the back of my head. I have no ears. I can't hear you very well.
True that.
I only hear through my tattoos. Okay. So, okay, you just learned about secret weakness. You can sneak up behind me. It's true. But don't even try it because you usually won't.
Why would I? I wanted to ask you a question.
You go ahead, Rachel. What do you want to ask me? You want to ask about pompocular? Pompocular.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'll tell you.
Do you like Halloween?
Fuck yeah. I love the shit out of it. Halloween's my gig. Halloween's my dog. Halloween's my jam. Halloween's my time. Halloween's when I come out and say, hey, boo, be scared. Pompocular's here. He's brought his pumpkin woo. He's flinging it at you, and it's scary as food. That's pretty good, Pompocular. Yeah, I've been practicing for years. You were just picked from the pumpkin patch, Pompocular. How can you have been practicing for years? We pumpkins live at accelerated time. I'm actually, in human years, I'm like 80 years old. In pumpkin years, in pumpkin years, I'm 80 years old. In human years, I'm just like 1 year old. But UK's count wrong. That's right. You count wrong. Wrong, I say. Wrong. Not okay. You humans, why I come after you with my scary gaze. And, ooh. Hey, girl. You know you my world. Don't be like that, girl. Come on here and sit on Pompocular's candle. What do you mean you're scared of fire? Oh, come on, girl. You know you want it. Nothing, ain't nothing you've never done before. Are you discriminating against me because I'm a pumpkin? Is that what it is? You pumpkinist?
Who would do that?
Tell you.
Boom.
Pumpkins these days can't get a break. Bitches be tripping. Bitches be tripping. All right? Whether you man or pumpkin, bitches be tripping. All right, Pompocular. Thanks for that inspired message of hope and good cheer on this Halloween Eve.
It smells so folly.
We do appreciate it. We appreciate your addition to Rachel and my relationship scrapbook, you might say. Oh, remember that one time in Halloween when we carved pumpkins? Well, I carved pumpkins. But you didn't even carve anything, right? Help me! Like that. We'll laugh and pat each other on the back. I'll throw lobsters at her head, and she'll shuck oysters in the corner. It'll be just like a Woody Allen film, except incredibly weird. Okay, so good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Ba-da-da-da-dum. Happy Halloween, and so. Ba-da-da-da-dum. Something like that. In stream now.